Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And for you guys, it's a bit of a different video. I haven't really thought about ever making this type of video, but I recently did my Worlds of DC a tribute video, which I made I think yesterday. Go check that out, link in the description below. It's a really good one. I think it's my best tribute, and it's really great to mostly all things DC. I didn't do everything. I couldn't do everything, but I tried to get as much modern-ish DC stuff as I could. But one of my commenters, who's a loyal subscriber, Strange Marvel Theories. Thank you for commenting, and you actually asked this question. First of all, yes, there are a ton of more tributes like that on the channel. Some are better than others, especially my newer ones are the best. But he wanted to know, and Alan, a bunch of commenters wanted to know, kind of, how do I make these, and what's the determination? How do I make them? Why do I do it? And there's a lot of factors in that, and it's a good question. I never really thought about, answering it. I just thought, hey, I'll just make a thing and post it. But they want to know what goes into making it. And really, I think my first video ever was a TT Games Lego game tribute. And I just rewatched it, and it's not too bad. It could be better, but it's not terrible. It's not great either, but it's good. And really, I made a video about this last year, but I'll just kind of make a little story about it. So I was in high school in a digital photography class, and one of my projects was to make a kind of a music video. And I said, I don't really want to make a music video. And I asked my teacher, I said, can I make a tribute, which is kind of like, putting pieces and clips of different franchises together to a song, or sometimes two, or whatever. And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I made it to Skillet. It was Monster, I think. Yeah. And that was actually the best in the class. They voted, and my tribute was the best, which is crazy because it's not that good. I mean, it's all right, but compared to my stuff now, it's not as good. And that was the best thing in the world. I would take time off of school, or not off of school, but in study hall, instead of studying, I'd go up to the room and I'd work on my tribute. I still passed the tests, but the point is, I gave a crap. And because I cared, other people liked it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And really, that's how it started. It started in school. And I was like, all right, I can do something with this. So I started a YouTube channel. And from that, Franchise Fanatic was born. I do many different things now, not just tributes, as you all know. But that's really the determining factor of why I started making tributes. And then I used to use like my Windows Photo app, which was it's kind of a bad editing software. It's very basic. And those are my early tributes. I would just spend a few hours, maybe 2 hours, putting some crap together, pick a song, use a video game franchise or a movie franchise or a TV show franchise, stick it in, make it, boom, done. And some of them are good, but my newer ones are, the best. I think since 2019 they've been getting better and better. They really do, and I don't want to say I have the best tributes in the world, but I kind of don't want to, I don't want to toot my own horn and be an a-hole, but I do think they are some of the best, if I can say that. Because really another determining factor was I watched a lot of tributes from Marvel and DC in that time frame when I was in that class, and I was like, oh, those are really bad. I'm like, there were a few that were good and kind of pushed me to make my own, but there were a lot of them, and I mean a lot, of YouTubers making really shoddy and bad excuses of tributes. They were really poorly done. And I'm not going to name names because I forgot the names, but point is they were bad. And I'm watching them and I'm like, damn, I could do better than that. I could do way better than that. That's not that good, or that was terrible, I could do way better than that. And really, every time I make a tribute, I don't want to, the first factor is I got to remember why I started this. 2, push through the freaking migraines, because I spent 5 hours making the DC one. Sometimes I spent 12 hours until like 1 o'clock, I think, one time, exporting and editing and basically just exporting, but there was a lot of stuff that I had to do. And then the third thing is I just want to make a good tribute. I love DC. There are certain things about DC I don't like and certain things about Marvel. I do really think all Star Wars is good. I will stand by that. I don't really have too many issues with the content of Star Wars. But really, I'm the franchise fanatic because I love franchises. Some people say fanatic is a bad thing. Oh, if you're a fanatic, you're bad. I think it's a good thing in my eyes, the way I use it. Because you can use a bad word and flip it to make it a good thing. But going forward with, again, I really just wanted to, say, oh, I can do better than those guys. I want to do it for school, and then the other thing was now that I'm in college, I'm just like, oh, I can't do it for a school assignment anymore. So I'm really just doing it for fun, unboxing video games, blah blah blah. But the tributes are what started it, and every time I make one, I really, I care about the franchise so much. I need to do it justice because there are people out there that do really bad tributes, and it kind of almost makes a mockery of the franchise. And what do I mean by a bad tribute? Well, the way I do it is I use Filmora 9, and which I think is the best editing software that is not free, but it's worth the money. Really, I pick a song. For example, I used Kingdom by All Good Things, one of my favorite bands ever. Very highly underrated. And really, I had this tribute going for a few months. I've been trying to do this tribute for about 5 months now, and I finally just got to doing it yesterday. But really, what I do is I think of a song that best fits that franchise. The absolute best. That would either fit the franchise or the clips that I'm using, right? Because I don't want to... Certain tributes are really bad where the timing's off, and you can tell, you know, you're like, oh man, that should have went there, or that should have went there, or that beat from that music, or that upscore of that theatrical soundtrack could have went to that clip from that film, from that specific scene, you know. There's so many things, so really, once I get a good song, I play it maybe 20, 30 times, and I get the clips I want, and I use most of the prominent DC films. And I said, all right, you know what, I'm going to go through it. So I watched all the movies. I watched every single DC film I had, except for the really bad ones. I own Catwoman. I freaking hate it. I actually really love Green Lantern, but I didn't include that one. But, you know, I do my research, essentially, when I'm not doing my schoolwork or filming other types of videos or just having fun, you know, hanging out by myself or whatever, just doing my hobbies. I research and I watch movies. I look at the clips online, and I go, okay, that's an HD clip. I want to try to use one that isn't too much clutter with logos and, you know, whatever. And then I go about the timing. I go, okay, I got to make sure that goes with that. Or, you know, when, I don't know, what's an example from the Batman, from Matt Reeves, the new Batman film with Robert Pattinson. The very end of my DC tribute, again, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's in the description so you can actually see what I'm saying. He goes, you know, it goes, burn, 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 kingdom, like that. So I have Batman punching the thug from the trailer going, brown, 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 and then my name, Franchise Fanatic, goes, kingdom, you know. So I need to get the timing right, because that's what sells it, you know. Whether it's a really hectic moment where he starts kind of screaming in that song, or it's more slow, and you have those slow wide shots. You know, you need to have... It's kind of like movie editing, you know, you need your trailer editing. You need to get the right tone, with the right clip, with the right frame, with the right everything. It's not just, you know, people think making a tribute is just, oh, put a song, put some clips together, you're done, you know, easy pickings. I try my hardest to make sure it's the best, and that's really what I do. You know, I get the song for a while. Sometimes it's a few months, I just listen to the song. Sometimes I get the clips, and I go, you know what, that ain't working, you know, so I gotta go all the way back, you know, and I gotta make sure that the timing's right and everything. So it's just a huge process, but I love making them, so it's not a big deal, and it's kind of like a job I'm not getting paid for doing this YouTube thing, you know, and I love it. It's freaking fun as heck, but, you know, that's really what goes into it. It's not just, oh, what can be the coolest thing, you know. I try to make it cool and awesome, because there's so many tributes where they're doing a DC tribute and they don't get the good scenes, and I'm like, it's bad, you know, don't do that, you know, don't be bad. But there's so many times where I'm like, you know what, I really need to get there, and I really need to get inside and see what's going to be the best for this tribute. And again, I love the properties I work on, so I try to do them justice, and I think I do a pretty good job of that. One of the best on YouTube, I think. I don't want to toot my own horn again, but upon watching a bunch of other tributes, there really aren't that many that I really like, you know. Most of them are, you know, it's kind of bad, or the timing's off, or it's not a good song, or, you know, whatever. And that's all up to opinion, but I do think that, for the most part, I have some of the best, and I want to keep doing that, you know. We are in Harry Potter month, so I will be doing a massive Harry Potter tribute soon. The reason why I did this DC one in Harry Potter month is because, again, I've been trying to do this Kingdom song for about 5 or 6 months now, and I finally got to, you know, making it. I love making it. I think the DC one is my best freaking tribute by far. I think it's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, again, link in the description. Thank you to Strange Marvel Theories and Alan and everyone who kind of suggested me do this, because I didn't think anyone would want to know. You know, normally you guys watch the tribute, you leave a comment, you move on with your day, you know. But you know, Strange Marvel Theories, you wanted to know, oh, why do you do it? You know, what goes into it? So I think it's kind of cool that you asked. I didn't think it would, you know, even be a topic. But yeah, again, like I said, timing, making sure that it is, you know, actually worth seeing, making sure I get the good clips, no clutter. It's just a mess. It's kind of a mess of a hodgepodge. You know, sometimes I'll go to bed at like 11 o'clock and I'll be just singing a song, or oh, I can use that from there. Or, you know, I just watched Joker, I just watched Birds of Prey, so I can put that there, or Aquaman there. You know, so there's so much to it, it really is crazy. But I think it turned out well, and that's what goes into it. A lot of love for the franchise, a lot of patience with technology for sure. Getting the clip, probably I I would have to say actually getting the clips would be the hardest part, because I have to go through a certain website, and that takes a freaking long time. Because by the time I make a tribute, I already know how 99% of it's going to go. You know what I mean? I had, like, that Batman, the in the end, and, like, the Joker slamming the guy's head. I know it's violent, but it worked. There's so many things in that I'm like, oh, I knew I was going to put that there, you know? I just got to get the clips. And sometimes they don't work, sometimes they do. But anyway, again, that's what goes into it. So hopefully you guys found this a little bit interesting on why I do tributes. It's not just fun action. It came from school, and then it translated to, hey, I can do better, and then, hey, I think I'm on top of the game, and I think you guys are enjoying it. So again, Harry Potter tribute coming up soon, sometime this month, probably Christmas. We'll have to find out how that goes. Again, if you haven't watched my DC tribute, go link in the description. What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to link not only the DC one, I'm going to link all the tributes I think are my top-tier tributes in the description. And then if you want, you can rewatch them now, hearing what I've just said, kind of relate to that. Maybe you can check out the timing, check out the score going with the scene, and just kind of, you know, tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments what your favorite tribute I've ever done is. And if there's any tribute ideas you want me to do, leave a franchise, leave a song, any of that stuff, because I will look at it and I will respond. I'm one of those rare YouTubers that actually responds to every single comment, and I will heart your comment. You know, a lot of people just braze over them. Really, if you have any contacts with any YouTubers, like the big guys, because a lot of the big YouTubers, they react to things, and half the things they react to aren't that good, in my opinion. They're, you know, and that's another bad thing to end with, is that because I'm not at 1,000 yet, and I'm grateful for the subs I have, but because I don't have a huge amount of subs, a lot of the big guys look at me and look at other people and go, oh, they don't have the big number, F them, you know. But truth is, like I keep saying, I think I have some of the best tributes on the platform. And these big guys aren't looking at me because I'm small. You know what I mean? So that needs to change. So hopefully I get discovered by one of the big guys, because I do think it is worthy. Again, if you guys have any comments or any critiques or any tribute ideas, song, franchise, whatever, again, leave that in the comments. And like I said one more time so you don't forget and you actually do it. So I want you to do it. I'm going to post all my favorite tributes in the description, and then you can go watch them after hearing what I just said. Again, guys, hope you find this interesting. If you want any more kind of why I do it videos, tell me in the comments as well. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.